Hello everyone, this is Plankera, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. I was checking the diagonal again here today, and there's only one little thing that I want to change. Oh dear. Music stopped for some reason. Let's get it going again. There we go. Okay, but yes, there's only one little thing that I want to change here, and I just felt like the tips of the bangs were just a teeny tiny bit too short. Just a little bit. Don't want to push them down too far. There we go. Is that too long? Too long on the end. Okay, so it's only on this side that they're too short. Okay. Slight distinction there. I thought it was all of them, but it looks like it's only over here. So it seems like this one is fine. Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. Should look great once I get around to cleaning all that up. Okay. So yesterday I was lining everything up with the left head turn. I think there's a couple more things that I want to change on the left turn too. Mostly just making the very edge of the strand here a little bit floofier. We're just going to pull it out now. There we go. And now it should line up a little bit better here. Or, you know, once I get everything the way that I want it to be. So that's the goal for right now. Just get this right here to line up with the lower left, where I think the level of floof in the hair looks pretty good. Alright, and I kind of liked the narrowing effect that I put on here on the lower left, so I'll go ahead and also put it on the left. That seems like a good idea. It worked in one area, I bet it'll work in this one too. And I really did like how it looked. I'll just slide that over there a little bit. Again, I will worry about the cleaning a little bit later. And then the rest is just kind of lighting up the floof levels on the side bang here. Okay. So I see on the lower left, somehow it looks like something got pulled in a direction that it shouldn't have. So I have a choice to make. Do I like this or this? Okay, yeah, that's a pretty easy choice. I prefer the left. But still, it's good to take a look and actually think about the decision rather than just jumping in at the first thing that sounds good. Okay, and then crunchiness aside, that seems fine so far. And then once I go and clean all this up, I can work on making this straight. I think I want the tips to be a little further over. It's like if I'm going to be making that entire side straight, I might as well get it fairly straight here. I mean, it's super crunchy. But in theory, once I go in and start cleaning it up, it should straighten out. I wish you luck, my future self. You got your work cut out for you. It's okay. Hopefully the level of preparation that I'm doing here will help out my future self a bit. Oh yeah, mess aside, I think this is all looking pretty good. So I'm just going to clean up here and there for a little bit. And hopefully get all this lined up. So this way I can start on the downward turn, which I think is going to have a bit more to adjust. Okay, and yeah, I do think that should look okay once I get around to cleaning all of this up. There's going to be a lot of small details to mess with, I can tell. Okay, I'm going to hide the side bang for a little bit. So things are going to look pretty funny, since I do hide the ears behind the side bang. Right now, I just see something strange kind of in this part of the hair over here, where it's hiding underneath this bang that comes off here, or that clump of hair that comes off there. And so I'm trying to figure out what makes me not like it and which one is wrong right now. Is it the left or is it the lower left? Which one do I have to edit? I think it's the left. It's like the lower left is definitely crunchier, but I think the locations of the light and shadow shapes are more correct there. So I'm going to use the lower left as my model. Okay, that should be fine. Go ahead and turn the bang back on and see if that looks better. Yep. Okay, what are you? Are you part of the bang? You are not part of the bang, actually. Okay, so there looks like there's a light area right over here. And now once again I have to see, is that light area better on the left or the lower left? I think I prefer it on the left. So we'll just pull this back a little bit here. And that should make it disappear. Yep. Okay. And then all the smaller problems are just teeny tiny problems that I'm not going to deal with right now. I will worry about them a little bit later. And I was noticing that I feel like I want to push this strand down just a little bit more. Just a teeny tiny bit. I don't think it needs to go that far down. But it kind of feels like it's getting stuck with the way everything else about her is moving. That's the best way I can describe it, like it was getting caught on something. And it looked perhaps a little bit silly. Okay, but that's better. Yeah, that's much better. And a similar feeling right over here, but to a far, far lesser extent. I just want this part to be just slightly lower. Yeah, before it just looked like it was getting caught on something, and now it's looking a little bit more even. Like everything is moving together, and it's all moving down at the same speed. I might need to adjust the strands on top of it as well, but that I think I will do later. I don't want to get too deep into the strands yet. Maybe with the exception of this one, since its location is just, it's connected to too many other little strands for me to ignore. Or I guess I should say connected to the other big clumps, so I can't really ignore it. Yeah, and that should be fine once I clean it up a bit. Oh yeah, now it looks like things are dropping a little bit better. And I think I can be happy with that. Okay. Now then, let's start lining it up with the bottom head turn. See what needs to be changed here. Okay, tips of the front bangs look nice. I can see that there's a lot of movement going on in this area. Not surprising. I changed quite a lot. Okay, so let's look at that very closely. This highlight is significantly higher. That's the first thing that keeps jumping out at me. Just the highlight on the front bang is moving up quite a lot. So I think I'll fix that first. We'll just move this guy right on up. Okay, and then weird movement aside, I think it is in the correct location. Okay. So the next big thing is just going to be more stuff in that area. Oh boy, where do I start here? Where do I start? I guess I'll start at the top of the connecting hair here. I'll go ahead and push this down just a little bit. Because, oh boy, there's going to be a lot to poke at here. Okay, that's gonna take some finagling. So this is why I feared working on the bottom head turn. I knew that there would be a lot to poke. I figured the left would be comparatively easy. This is gonna be a bit of a thing. Alright. Here goes nothing. So we want here. Just gonna go ahead and select all the layers that I'm gonna be messing with for this movement here. And the front bang. Alright, here we go. Time for a big one. Okay, a little bit too far. That's actually a bit relieving because I did move it pretty far there. Okay, we'll be a little bit gentler this time. Okay, take two. Now with more gentleness. Okay, that was pretty soft. And indeed, much better. Looks like some parts still have to move up quite a bit, but I think I got the bottom of here lining up. There are areas around it that feel like they're shifting a lot, but on the where it connects to like her forehead, I think that's all looking good. And, excuse me a moment, got a cough. Okay, much better. Alright, so now, time to lift some of the other parts up. This time, I'm going to select all the same layers, but I'm going to make the brush a little bit smaller so that I don't hit the very bottom here. I'm just going to pull everything from over here upward a bit. Okay, right idea. Does need some tweaking, but I don't think I have to undo it. So now I'm just going to come in here, and as much as I liked this little effect that I had on the dark part of this right here, I do need to lift it up. I do want it to line up with the lower left there. Alright, and details aside, I think that lines up pretty well. There's going to be a little bit of squirming. That's okay, because some of this is just going to be stuff I fix up as I start working on all of the smaller details and start cleaning everything up. Right now, I just want the general gist of where all of these spots are going to go. Alright, looks like I did pull up the very bottom of this here while I was moving all that around. Not that unexpected, so I just gotta bring it back down just a little bit there. Okay, and I do want to correct the overall shape of this shadow somewhat. That area is important enough that I'm not considering it a small detail that I'll have to clean up later. I do actually want these things to be lining up right now. I don't mind if it's lining up messily, but they should appear to be roughly the same length. That's what's important here. They need to appear to be the same length. Okay, and it looks like over here it's actually a little bit long. So let's pull that back a little bit. Okay, I'll have some angles to fix, but there we go. I think that's lining up fine. Alright. Honestly, as scary as a proposition as lining things up here was, it's going pretty well, I think. Already back to just figuring out, okay, which parts do I make floofier and which parts do I not? Let's look at that. I get to make the bangs nice and round here. Alright, so let's see, what's bothering me the most now? It's funny, the front bank is actually lining up a little bit better than I thought it would. So that's nice. The front bang is always one of the harder ones to move around. Just because it's very complicated. There's a lot going on here. And if things are already lining up by default there, that saves me a ton of work in the long run. Strictly speaking, the connecting hair in this area is probably what's bothering me the most right now, but I need to take a moment to break that down before I can fix it all up, so I'm just checking things out over here first, where it's a little bit more straightforward. Just trying to get some of these highlights on her hair into place. They're hair highlights, so I don't mind if they squirm around just a little bit, but right now they're a little bit too squirmy. I just gotta get them into place. Yeah, alright, so now they're lining up just a little bit better there. And if you look at how this strand right here is moving, it's being pretty weird. So I'm gonna stare at that for a second and figure out how it should be moving. So far, I think the way it's moving from the center downward is more accurate. So I'm going to try to line the lower left turn with that a little bit better. I do want to make sure that the tips of the hair here are lined up together first before I start messing with that. Okay. And indeed, for the most part, they are. There's just a couple of things around. Just wanted to stare at that for a little bit before I got too deep into moving things around here. Okay, so this strand here, it's all like shifting. Let's take a close look at it here. It's all like shifting up. Just going up the strand here, so I think I just need to separate the vertices a little bit. Just kind of pull everything this way a little bit. Again, not overly concerned with making it neat. Just trying to space them well enough that when it is time to make things neat, that they'll be roughly in the right place. Okay, yeah, that's a bit better. And then where it transitions from purple to white. Some of those in-between colors I felt like needed to be pushed down just a little here. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, crunchiness aside, I think that's pretty okay. And then I can worry about the exact details when the time comes, but I think that the color at least is in a pretty good spot. Hooray, okay. Okay, back to over here. Let me see, this shadow area. I'm wondering if I can get away with making it a little bit higher. I remember that I had to spend a bit of time poking around there, so I want to be real careful with that. But if I can get a little bit less of that shadow to show, I think that will look good. Okay, so far so good. Let's hide a little bit more. This is just one of those things that helps sell the angle of the head a little bit more. Because now, in theory, more of this bank should be covering this area, so we see a little bit less of what's underneath. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. And every angle seems to agree. So I will call that good. So now it's just a matter of going back and lining everything up again. My brain keeps wandering over to silly things that my kids have been doing lately. My daughter, for whatever reason, has just been extremely dramatic. Just insisting that if we don't do something now or can't do something now, that it's going to be like that forever. It's like I've been sick and she's just like, Mom, you're going to be sick forever! I'm like, no, it's okay, I'll get better. I always wonder what makes kids like that. I guess she might be getting to the age where she's starting to kind of recognize the passage of time. And she's definitely at the age where she thinks medicine is magic. She's just like, oh, well, if you're feeling sick, you should take some medicine. And I told her that I did. She's like, oh, should you take more medicine? I'm like, no, that's not a good idea. Unfortunately, more medicine will not necessarily make you feel better than less medicine. You gotta take those dosages correctly. Otherwise, bad things happen. But it's still very cute. I'm hoping that by this time next year, when I inevitably get sick next winter, because I mean, you know it's gonna happen, that she'll be at the age where she realizes that you need to take care of people when they get sick, as opposed to just give them medicine. And then maybe she'll be willing to take care of me a little bit, instead of insisting that I go up and down the stairs a lot and carry her, while my body is sore. Oh, she's so cute, though. She really is. And then my son is getting into the big Duplo block Legos. He's been liking to build with those. We have some, but they've kind of gotten scattered all around the house. So they're pretty much impossible to find. He's been finding them here and there. Doing a pretty good job overall. But, yeah, there's only so many that we can find in these current circumstances, and then there's some he has shoved other blocks up into their holes. And, I can't get them out. So you can't really build stuff with those ones in those conditions, which is a bit unfortunate. Like, maybe I'll try a little bit harder at some point to try to get them out. I wasn't feeling super motivated into doing so the last time he was doing it, because I knew that the second I got them out, he'd just put them right back in. But maybe he won't do that now. So maybe there's a little bit more of a reason. And I definitely want to encourage his desire to build things. I think that's pretty cool. Yesterday he was building a robot. It looked like a big square with another big square coming out of it. I guess those were supposed to be the feet. He's starting to imitate things in his shows, with the shows that he likes to watch on TV, which is also very exciting. He's been kind of playing pretend with his sister for a while now, but now it seems like he's starting to get some ideas of his own. And I think that's pretty cool. There's a lot of little thoughts going on in their heads. And I feel like I only get to see a small portion of it. I wish I could read their minds. It's like I don't think I only get to see a small portion of it because I'm not paying attention or something like that, but just because, you know, they're 2 and 5. They're not very good at explaining what's going on in their head. Though I guess the little one's gonna be 3 next month. So maybe I should start calling them 3 and 5. Alright, getting things lined up here. It's closer than it was a few minutes ago. Now I feel like I'm starting to get into the smaller shapes. Yeah. Getting there. Now I'm just starting to actually pay attention to the separation of like these strands and how the highlights are separated. And where they should go based on that. Because in this case I mean separated by shadows as opposed to separated by layers. Because right now I'm still just working on one layer. The connecting hair layer over here. But yeah, the fact that I'm already getting into those details is very encouraging. I thought this would be scarier. But things are going quite well, I think. Now I'm just worrying about the shape of the tunnel there. I'm actually making a point to line it up here with the center default. So I figure once it looks correct there, and then I can get something very accurate for both of those keyframes. And hopefully something very accurate for everything that goes between them. No, I don't think that's right. Let's try that again. Yeah, it needs to kind of come out a little bit. It's like I've been working so much on the left side that I forget just how big this little opening is. So over on the left side, I kind of have this end covered more. And I mean, that makes sense. Her head is turning left. Of course you'd see a little bit less of that side. But now her head is not turning left in this angle. It's just turning down. So we're going to see a little bit more of that area. And I need to match the shape of what's going on in the middle a little bit more accurately. Okay, that's looking pretty alright. Now to line things up with over here. Okay, I think I want to push this highlight on the side bang up just a little bit more. Something like this, perhaps? Oh man, I'm super sleepy today. I've been having to go to bed late the past couple of days, even though I've been sick. So I don't think I've been getting enough sleep. It's okay. I'm kind of hoping that I'll be able to go to bed early today. And all will be well tomorrow. That said, I'm approaching my limit a little bit more quickly on rigging today than usual. So I might end a little bit early. We'll see how much more I want to do today. It's unfortunate. I wanted to do some drawing today. Today is supposed to be weekly speed paint day, but I might have to make tomorrow weekly speed paint day. Not sure if I have it in me with as sleep deprived as I am right now. It's been a week. It has definitely been a week. Very annoying time to get sick. But it's okay. I think I'm caught up to where I want to be in the gifts at least. So I should finish them by Christmas. Because yesterday I rendered a whole bunch of flowers. And I am done rendering flowers. It's like I've still got a couple in the background that I've got to draw, but like, those are easy. They're going to be like a solid color. They can be a blob, it's fine, as long as they're blob shaped in roughly the right direction. That's all good. Don't gotta worry about that. But all the detailed flowers, they are done. Might draw some more wisteria, but that's about it. So I'm at least free from that. I still got a bunch of like grass and bushes to draw, but again, foliage is special in that you can kind of draw whatever you want and it'll work out. Just draw some light spots and some dark spots here and there. Make them all leafy, grassy shapes, and it's fine. But flowers, when they're that visible, I guess I should say. Nah, you gotta draw the flowers. Okay. Just spin her head around a bit here. See if anything jumps out at me. But no, I think things are looking pretty good. Kinda got a head rotation going on here. Stare at that. Well, yeah, I think we're pretty good. Okay, cool. Still got some things to line up here. Do I feel up to doing it right now? Yeah, I guess I can do a little bit more. This stuff squirming up here doesn't look too bad. I bet I can deal with that. Alright, here we go. We'll see if I regret my choices, but I don't think I will. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with trying to get a little bit more done. And if I cannot, oh, that's fine. I'll just stop then. Not a big deal. Okay. Just wanted to space those vertices a little bit better. Because I actually do think that this shape right now probably looks better than what I have over here. Once again, I'm just taking a look, seeing which side is doing it better. Okay, this is the case where I think the bottom is doing it better. So I want to line up the lower left with the bottom this time. I try not to take these things for granted and just look closely every time to make sure that I get the effect that I want. Some of it is just because I've been pretty messy in what I'm doing. Which is fine. Some of that will get fixed up when the time comes. I'm just trying to pay attention to some of these highlight colors and shadow colors, making sure that they're in roughly the right place here. Neatness isn't a priority, but the location of key features is. So nonetheless, I tried to get them in, and I mean, you can see this still looks pretty rough, but I think those key features are in the right place now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. That will be a job for future me. But I believe in her. Future me can do it. She's pretty good at this stuff. Alright, yeah, it's all coming together. Now, as much as I generally, at least for this area, have preferred the lower turn, I think where they connect over here, and it kind of reaches over to the other side, I think that's better on the lower left. So I'll be lining things up like that, using the lower left as my template. I've already had it armed. See, like I said, I'm feeling a bit out of it. It's okay. Like I told my daughter, I will not be sick forever. It's okay. I will get better. Sometimes I have to remind myself of that too. Oh man, being sick is terrible. I think I'm probably at like the worst point of it. I think I feel a little bit better today than I did yesterday, but yesterday I definitely felt worse than I did the day before. Oh man, I was so sore all day. It was deeply unfortunate. But I do think I feel a little bit better today. Unfortunately, working on all this is pretty fun, so even if I'm not feeling my best, it's like, I get to do the cool art stuff today. Life is good. Let's go. Do think that my throat is starting to give out a little bit though, so I think once I finish tweaking what I'm doing here, that will be where I call it. Still almost did the full hour, so that's very nice. But yeah, I think I'll finish tweaking where they connect here tomorrow. And how are we doing on all the other bits of hair and stuff? Probably need to make the stuff down here a little bit longer, but I expected that. Everything else is looking pretty okay. It's coming together. It's all lining up. And I'll just be able to clean all this up soon. Hooray. Okay. But I am pretty happy with how it's all looking. Look at her head wiggle. Alright, but I do think I will stop there for today. So thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, or any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or add me on the social media platform of your choice, and I'll take a look. Maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.